Hello and welcome to the 15th
Yes.
episode of the Smacktalk Show. I'm your host Fabian with Bard,
Hello, folks.
and we are just as much as the IB Learner profile as the show itself. Welcome to the 15th episode, as I told you before, and today we will actually talk about something that is very close to home.
But first. But first. But
first, what?
Did you guys notice that Fabian had changed the intro? He changed the intro. What does it mean? Does it mean that the podcast will change?
New month, new me.
We will do something new year.
Maybe we will.
New podcast.
You will actually notice something new with the podcast. We have a new logo.
Yeah.
Provided to us by a lovely friend, which name is Ganim.
Mm.
Shout out to Ganim. We like you.
Ganim, ja. Ganim. Man lyssnar, som det är klart.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much, Ganim.
Yeah, let's get back to track.
So, Bard, how's it like living the IB dream? Or should I say, the IB nightmare?
It's as horrific as you might think, but as well as joyful as it can be.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
So, in today's podcast, we're going to talk about some things that you need in order to survive and succeed in the IB program. Because, Bard, in the IB, there are no winners.
They're only survivors.
Thank you. So, the first thing you need is good structure. Why?
Well, because you can't keep putting homework away.
No.
You have to do it. Structure is key.
Homework should be handed in when it's due. Should not be handed in the day after.
Yeah, if you're thinking about going to the IB and you're bad at handing in homework, go something else. Or at least better yourself.
Better yourself, because you need to be able to handle deadlines.
Because
deadlines.
You're gonna have so much homework, you're not gonna know what to do with it.
Exactly. Yeah. And also one very important thing is to actually do something fulfilling and meaningful on your gap hours.
Yeah.
Because I know myself, I have around 3 to 4 hours of gap hours every Thursday. And if I collect all my hours every week that have a gap hour, it's almost 5 to 6 hours.
Just my Fridays at 4, so
exactly. You need to put your gap hours into good use.
Yeah, and
why not study on your gap hours and you can skip studying at home? It's so much easier.
Yeah, but it's so much more pleasant to watch a movie or something, isn't it? And that's a trap.
Then you get exactly that's a trap. Because then you get so stale, you get tired, you sit in a chair for a couple of hours, and it gets horrendous.
And that's a sign of bad structure.
That's a sign of bad structure. Actually, you should check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Exactly.
But as we said, you need lots of time for studying. Get used to it and don't push it up.
Yeah, because like we said, there's a lot of homework, and it will just be too much if you put it up.
Yeah. Even though you have things to do at home, other things, like CAS even, make sure you do your homework. As our beloved Bampar teacher says, is that you won't fail the IB if you study every day. Then you won't fail. He's not wrong. He's just almost correct.
Yeah, we just want to make it really clear that you shouldn't push on homework.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a procrastinator, take it from the two biggest procrastinators in the world, me and Fabian.
Oh yeah, I also need to really point this out. We're talking about this.
Yeah, we love procrastinating things. That's what we do.
Exactly. We're saying these things because we also kind of need to tell ourselves that this is what we need to do.
Yeah, this is a kind of self-help and a way to help others, because we know how it is to put it up.
We know how it should be done, but that doesn't mean that we do it all the time.
Yeah, and we are becoming better at it.
We do though know people who actually do this.
Yeah,
there are actually some really good examples in our class.
Yeah, and we just see
Shout out to you people.
We just see how much happier they are.
Yeah, people with actual good structure, they're
good. So, we need more. What do we need?
Well, this should be obvious, but you need a great amount of energy in order to succeed. And how do you get that amount of energy?
enough sleep, the right type of food, and the most important part, lots, and I mean it, lots of coffee.
Yeah.
Again, lots of coffee.
Your priority list should look something like this. Third place, food. Second place, sleep. First place, coffee.
Yeah, or tea.
Or tea if you like tea.
Yeah, and if you don't like either of them, start liking them.
Start liking. You need to have that caffeine or something in your body.
Yeah, that goes for most people, but there are of course exceptions that manage without coffee.
Coffee sober people, I don't trust them. I don't trust people who can drink coffee and smile.
People who say that they don't drink coffee are liars.
Exactly, there are two types of people: those who drink coffee.
We're just joking because we don't want to exclude. We don't say that you are not going to manage diabetes without coffee, of course.
Of course not.
But for us, coffee.
Vi kan bara katta.
No, let's move on. Technical difficulties. Let's move on.
But one thing that's actually really important is your willingness to put enough time on your CAS. Your CAS is everything.
Yeah. Get to it as fast as you can and beg to God that you get good CAS coordinators.
Yeah. But also even that you get an opportunity to do fun CAS things.
Yeah, of course.
I know myself. I go to after school club, which is great. It's really fun. I get to help people with their homework.
Do something that suits you. That's the point of it. Yeah, that's why you took the example.
The thing is, you should do something that suits you, but at the same time, you should do something that you've never done before. That's the whole thing about CAS.
And
you should always challenge yourself.
The point of CAS is to get a new experience and to actually keep doing it after the IB.
But one important thing is actually, if you really want to keep doing something that you do, sure, that is fine. But you need to come up with a new way of doing it, a new way to hone your skills.
The whole IB, the whole CAS is a new learning experience.
Exactly.
That's the point of it, to learn something new.
And this podcast is our special little CAS thing.
Yeah. Our way to learn better English.
Better English, have better conversations.
Have better conversations, learn more about the world, like when we pick certain news and evaluate them. Try to get deep into it, so to say.
You learn about so many things when you just browse the news looking for extraordinary things. You learn weird things, funny things.
Yeah, and one thing we really need to learn is to keep on track. Because we get sidetracked so many times, especially during the podcast, like right now. Let's move on to the next point.
No, I'm not done with this point yet. The last thing I wanted to say about CAS is that it helps you to grow as a person.
Wow.
It really helps you to grow.
Yeah, of course. If you do the right thing, yes, of course.
If you do the right thing. I never thought of going to helping people with their homework willingly before this.
I never thought about doing a podcast.
Exactly. This podcast would not have been existed if we didn't go to the IB program and have CAS.
It would probably be like a YouTube, something else, not podcast, like videos.
Gaming channel, maybe.
Maybe.
Me playing and you doing the commentary, because I'm actually good at games.
Yeah, I'll be roasting your foul plays. Now let's move on.
Okay, let's go on.
Yeah.
You can take that point, dude.
Okay. Why do we do the IB? Why do we put ourselves through, I want to say hell? Because, and heaven, of course.
Yeah. No, not
good
heaven.
and bad, no.
Hell.
More hell. Okay, so why do we do it? Because of our goals. You need the right goals.
You don't go to the IB program if you just want to go to high school and then do something else.
Yeah, or just, exactly.
You go to the IB because you have
ambitions.
You have ambitions, and most probably want to study abroad. Exactly, that was the word I was searching for. Because why else would you go to an English-speaking high school program where your mother tongue is? You can just go to the nature science program or economics or still economics, but social science or whatever.
Whatever.
You can just go to one of those things.
Yeah, but with goals comes the worst enemy you can have in the IB. And that's lack of motivation. Because how many times I would like to think that every IB student, at least once or two times in the IB, finds him or herself without motivation. Just feel like, why do I do this? It's not worth it.
You know, it's not funny at all when you're sitting there on a Friday evening alone in your room with 3 like essays or tests the other week.
4 essays,
4 essays. You know, that they can either be overdue or they're supposed to be handed in that same night or the night
or
after.
you've been procrastinating them.
Because you have been procrastinating.
Yeah, exactly.
And that creates a huge amount of lack of motivation.
Yeah, and what happens when we have lack of motivation? We get depressed.
I would not like to say that we get actual depressed, but we get down. We don't do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, we get in a temporary state of depression. No, because you just find yourself questioning everything you're doing. Just, why am I doing this?
Why am I doing this?
Just switch to something easy. Just live my life. This isn't worth it.
But then what you really have to remember is that this is just a 2 to 3 year process.
Yeah.
You're gonna get through this, and you want to do it the best way possible. Set goals and aim for those goals.
Yeah.
Okay, aim for the stars.
Or like Fabian said in another episode, aim for the moon and reach the star. What did you say? Reach the stars.
I said aim for the moon and reach the stars.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you said. No,
I know when I F up. I know.
Yeah, have good goals, reachable goals, of course, that you can do.
Don't know yourself.
And exactly.
You can set up like temporary goals. Like, oh, this math test next week. Oh, I'm gonna get a 5 on that one. You know, it's great to have goals, and if you set these temporary goals, you will give yourself like a imaginary state of happiness. You're like, oh, I succeeded with my goal. I can feel proud of myself.
Yeah,
and that is very important because that will keep your motivation high. But at the same time, after doing all of this, you do need to remember that you also have a life outside of school. Even though it may look much with the IB program going to school from 8 to 5
some days,
exactly. Having
homework, taking more time, homework,
essays, presentations, tests, and all of that. You still have to remember.
Yeah, you have to remember friends and family because that's one of the key points on surviving IB.
Yeah, you have to have your friends and family supporting you from the outside. And that goes for everything. Everything you go through in life, you have to have your family members and friends supporting you.
Yeah.
And it's so important that you...
Because a friend can make so many things so much easier.
Just imagine yourself. You can have friends from other programs or friends within the IB that you go home and study with. To help each other, you maybe let's say that Bart is great on a certain calculation in math, and I'm great in another. We can help each other. Which makes the studying more fun, makes it more easier, and you actually study more when you study with a friend. Because
if it's the right friend, of course.
It's the right friend.
You have to know the basics of your friends. So you have to know which friends you work good with and which friends you have fun with. You can have fun and work good. That's the optimal, of course. But if you have a test, a really important exam, if you have an exam, you have to know which friend will help you the most when studying.
Yeah.
And if you don't have anything, it's good to have the funniest friend.
Exactly. And you also, when you're studying, sit down with your friend or alone, maybe have a little snack, cup of coffee, a cup of water, or anything. Put away your phone, put it on silent. Don't take it. Maybe even have your computer on. But don't look on social media. Turn off Snapchat, Kik, whatever, messages, DMs,
self-control, we call it. Self-control.
Self-control is so utterly important. I can't stress this enough.
Yeah.
Self-control is key.
You see people everywhere they can't get rid of their phone. They just have to check social media every 10 minutes.
I like that I say this with my phone 10 centimeters away from me.
Yeah, my phone is charging over there, so...
Yeah.
I'm a better person than you.
You need to make sure.
And that's another part. Just look at our class in the IB. Just look at the other classes we have seen. They don't stand with their phones everywhere.
No.
Because I'm not saying that IB is better than others. Of course not, because it's individually. But there is a tendency for IB students to not believe social media as much as others.
Yeah, thanks to TOK.
Yeah, thanks to TUK.
Which is a great course.
Yeah, either it's the most important course or it's the most worthless course.
We will. I guess we will never know. I guess
We will
find out
never
sometime.
know. But of course, even if you're an IB, life still moves on, and in the end, either it will be all worth it, and you will have. We hope that it will all be worth it. You never know what life will throw at you. It can be love and treasures, or your life can end up as horrendous as living with someone like Medea. So, thanks for watching.
Thanks a lot for listening, actually.
Yeah, but
Not
it's
watching.
a video.
Okay, it's a
Hopefully they're looking at our new
logo. Perfected by Gundam.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and we'll hear from you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.